Guys, it's Postboxpat. Welcome back to the latest Fortnite news video, and in today's video we're going over all future map changes as well as brand new Fortnite news for you guys. Some of these topics are insane and you're not going to want to miss them. It's actually probably one of the biggest ones we've had in a while, including live events and so much more, which I love and respect for this content. Okay, so moving on to our first topic of today's video, we actually have an official live event coming from Fortnite themselves. So tomorrow it looks like we're going to have Young Thug, Diplo and Noah Cyrus all over at the main stage in Battle Royale. I will be 100% streaming this for you guys as always. Again, the copyright probably won't allow me to earn any revenue from it, but that is fine. Obviously I want to stream these things for you guys, so we're going to be getting on that for you. And don't forget, come and tune into that live stream when it does take place. I'll let you guys know just before, but it's going to be really hype and I can't wait for that. The announcement has officially come in from Fortnite as well on their news section, so I know many of you are already seeing this as you log into Fortnite, and it's great to actually see party mode getting a brand new kind of live event, because we've not really had one since the official launch where we had that huge party and obviously a bunch of other artists. So it's really nice to see that they've got some new people popping in here. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with it this time, because you know in the past things have been a little bit different over here. And we also have a confirmation that a big screening is coming to the party mode as well. So a film is also coming. This came in an email from Epic regarding a creator email towards us. Other than that, there wasn't really too much else in this email other than small little bug fixes that they're working on and stuff like that. So that is all getting fixed in the next big update, but they wanted to confirm for us that we're going to be getting a brand new LTM type thing with a film being played on over in the party mode. So that's really awesome, and obviously the concert tomorrow as well at 9 PM ET. I'll see you guys over there on the channel as well. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Obviously it's tomorrow for me, but for others it might be in 2 days time depending on what time zone you're in. But what else do we have? Well, the fire jar was added in today as well, the fiery jar, FireFly jar, whatever you want to call it. It's absolutely awesome. It's a brand new item where you can burn down structures with it. Now it is quite hard to grab and it's quite hard to get your hands on. Now to find it, you have to go in the evening over to certain locations. I've personally found it in the forest here outside of Frenzy Farm, and you can see a little bit of gameplay of me catching the FireFlys, which is just simply holding X, and then a little bit of gameplay of me using them on a bunch of structures. They actually leave an after effect which looks very burnt, so I really did like this. So thank you Fortnite for adding in a little bit of a unique type item which really gives it a different feel. It doesn't burn down every structure, so it's not that overpowered, and to be honest it's kind of a pointless item, but it's fun to take and it's more of like a fun thing rather than a competitive / useful item. I didn't find it very useful at all. I don't know if it burns down 100% guaranteed every wooden structure which someone's placed, but it did not burn down the barn, so that's a confirmation there for you guys that it didn't work 100% on that. So definitely an interesting thing right there. Also coming in from CZ Leaks, we can see we've got some temporary gameplay of the flare gun here. Again, this isn't the exact gameplay of it, but he's got a little bit of a clip of him kind of circling around what the flare gun's going to look like on the ground, and he's got a little bit of gameplay of showing it off as well. So it's going to be really cool. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing's actually going to act, and I'm guessing this will have the same sort of effect as the FireFlys, so it's going to obviously burn down structures but maybe at a better rate than the FireFlys. So hopefully this is going to be a really useful item for many players across the board. It isn't just a useless weapon, but I'm hoping that generally it's an easy one to pick up as well, because usually when they add new items in like these FireFlys, they're so hard to find. I only know a few locations where they're popping up and you can only get them in the evening, but now with this being an item, I'm guessing this is probably to kind of go along with them, and it's going to work really well. And obviously it's going to fire at kind of like a dip. It's not going to fire exactly straight like most weapons do. It's going to kind of dip down, so that's what that weapon's going to do. It's pretty unique and I hope you guys are excited for that. So we also have some new item shop news for you guys. Here you can see the yellow jacket pack which popped into the shop tonight, and to be honest this is probably the best starter pack that Fortnite have ever released. In my opinion, I will be 100% copping this with code Postboxpat. It's a great item and I think you guys should do the same as well. Great shop, great purchase, make sure you're buying it. Personally it's the best starter pack ever, or it's not even a starter pack, it's just a pack. In my opinion it's great value and it probably is one of the coolest ones out there they've ever added in. The yellow and the black just clash so nicely. It's really cool. Then we also have this confirmation here coming in from FireMonkey. He's saying regarding the upcoming event, they're actually planning on releasing all of these skins here regarding to celebrate the album premiere. We're bringing back some of your favorite outfits like Despy, Rio, Frontier, Rust, and many more. So you can see all these ones coming out here. These are obviously going to be coming with this live event, which we're getting, or some sort of premiere in the party mode. So these should be all appearing very, very soon, probably during this obviously live premiere, which is going to be really, really cool to tune in for. So nice to see that these are coming very, very soon. For everybody wondering, a little bit more information on them. Also, for those wondering as well, in a little bit more detail, if you don't already know, Fortnite have actually released the SpongeBob game rehydrated on their kind of Epic Games Store. If you're copying anything on the Epic Games Store, guys, don't forget to use code Postboxpat. It really goes a long way. You don't have to just use it in the Fortnite item shop. You can also use it on the Epic Games Store if you do play on PC. I know not many of you do play on PC compared to console, but if you do, every little does help, and do consider using my code on there. Okay, Tori also said this a little bit about Atlantis. He's been looking through the files to try and find some more references to Atlantis, and he hasn't actually come across much at all, other than there's a female Atlantis head. Maybe this could be something to do with an upcoming Atlantis skin, or just the POI. Regarding the POI, Hypex has put out here a bunch of sound effects of the upcoming Atlantis area, and there's a lot of different sound effects from waterfall drips, etc. I'll play a little kind of 20-second clip of it right now. So there you had it. You can hear a little bit of the effects. I'll leave them running over my voice right now so you can hear them in a little bit more depth. But yeah, these are obviously coming in for the upcoming Atlantis POI, which is almost guaranteed with Aquaman. I mentioned it in like my day one video. I said it's guaranteed in this section, and people were like, yeah, Pat, you're right. And then as well, I wasn't the only one saying it. Many other people have said it even without watching my videos. So generally speaking, it's just a whole thing across the community. I'm not the one that found it. I know a few people think I am, but it's just generally, you know, it's pretty common sense, to be honest, that it's going to be Atlantis over there. Also, this is the map for the next update, which will be out next week, so not this week. Obviously, it was a week today the season was applied. If we go forward one more week, we're going to see this map. So obviously the water's going to lower down a little bit. You will start to see some changes, but very minimal ones. We can obviously expect a lot of map changes being added in this update, so I'll get them all covered on the channel for you guys as that update does go live. So really nice little features and really nice inside information there of the upcoming POI changes. Obviously, to be honest, these changes at the POIs will be very minimal. Like I said, I think you will notice the water lowering though, especially in the center where the agency used to be. You'll see around there a lot of the water will start to get lower and lower. This is going to allow for that section to open up quite nicely, and obviously there's going to be cars getting added in. Now, I generally don't think cars will be added in until about week 6 or maybe even later, just because the roads are going to need to be clear for the cars. They're not going to add the cars in with a bunch of water over the map, so I think it's going to transition in nicely. Like, we're going to have all of the water and then we're going to have cars like mid-season, so I think a lot of people should be excited for that. Generally speaking, week 6 is usually mid-season if they get the extension, which we talked about in our previous news video, and how the season could be extended. So if we do get the extension, then obviously halfway through week 6 would be the perfect time to add cars in, because that would give us 6 weeks with cars if the season does get extended. I have a little feeling it might not though. Okay, our final little piece of news for everybody is the grotto. So again, this is kind of an interesting one. There's a bunch of files and sounds here for the grotto, and it's actually said that the grotto is potentially going to be turned into a actual cave, so spooky type thing. I think that's kind of weird for the time of year it is, because obviously we're in summer right now, in June, heading into July. I definitely think to add kind of like a spooky thing in isn't really usually something that Epic would do, but I know we had Haunted Hills, and I think this will be a nice new addition to see the grotto kind of, it's been flooded, the water leaks in it, the cave becomes kind of like a spooky attraction, a little bit like the Halloween stuff we see. I think it would be nice to see, especially if that changed every single week with map changes. That would be really, really interesting. So I'm generally excited for that, and I hope you guys are too. I do think that Epic will start to mix it up a little bit with upcoming map changes and stuff. For those wondering about some more map change information, I can almost confirm that the hut will get an upgrade in the next update. We've also got a few other POIs which are going to get slight new additions. For example, the gnomes that we found over in the bathtub and the gnomes that we've seen in the center aisle, their story is still yet to be continued. We know that the gnome on top of the radio tower is calling for help using the pirate flag. We know the other gnomes is kind of surrendering because they're pretty scared by the shadow takeover. So we've got a huge gnome storyline coming up for for those wondering. We covered this in my last video in a little bit more details. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you do. Also, for those that haven't already seen on the channel, I have been covering a little bit of Xbox v PlayStation 5 content because I think this is something that's quite important. And we did do a poll on the channel. A lot of you guys did say you play console, over 80% of you guys play console. So if you haven't yet checked out that video on my PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X pricing, I highly recommend it. I spent 12 days working on that video. It's about 19 minutes long. It's got a lot of history research. It goes into an kind of like an analytic point of view on how they're going to price up their console and gives a really good conclusion on what the prices could be. So I recommend checking that video out. It is on screen at the end of this video, so thank you everybody on that side of stuff. I know it isn't Fortnite news, but technically if you do play console, this is what you will be gaming on in the next 2 to 3 years, most likely, maybe 4 years, depends on how quickly you cycle your consoles. But you're most likely going to be gaming on these next gen consoles because of the price is obviously going to be a lot lower than it is to buy a high spec PC, because these consoles are high spec for the price they're coming in at. So I highly recommend checking it out. It's a great video. Make sure you go and give it a watch on all my different content, because I'm hoping to branch out onto some more gaming news for you guys regarding console gaming, because it's a big topic and it's something which a lot of you are interested in. So let's hope that you guys enjoy that content as well. So go and check it out. It's a great source. I want to slowly branch out into that as well as Fortnite content. Obviously I love my Fortnite content. I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm going to continue to post gaming news that is relevant to top hot topics in that kind of era. You know, obviously PlayStation and Xbox are them sort of topics. So thank you everyone. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Smash that like, smash that subscribe, and I'll see you guys in future content. Once again, this is Postboxpat signing out.